Hey, what is up guys? Cheap phones are getting good, and good phones are getting cheap. Think about it. Case in point, this is the brand new OnePlus X. It's gonna cost $249. $249 off contract, brand new, in the box, everything. 3 years ago, $250 wouldn't get much of a smartphone at all, but even if you did, it would be inferior in pretty much every way, while the company who makes it focuses on bigger and better things. But that has changed a lot over the last year and a half or so, and this phone, well, this is the latest and greatest of that trend. OnePlus is already pretty much known for cost cutting, and for your $250, you are getting a lot in this little guy. So you get a 5-inch 1080p AMOLED display. That's a pretty good, 441 pixels per inch, nice and crisp. A quad-core Snapdragon 801 chip, Adreno 330 GPU, 3GB of RAM, a 13-megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture on the back, and a surprisingly big 2,525 mAh battery. Now, it is a baseline 16GB model for the price, but the SIM card tray actually has 2 slots for either dual SIM, or you can go 1 nano SIM and 1 micro SD card slot, so expandable storage up to 128 more gigabytes. So the specs are definitely nice for the price, but equally important is industrial design and how it feels in the hand. And that's really where the OnePlus X actually stands out from the rest in its budget. There's no plastic here. The front and back are panels of Gorilla Glass, and it has all grooved metal rail all the way around the outside of the phone. It has some nice weight to it. It keeps the alert slider on the left side from the OnePlus 2 that we loved so much. Has some chamfers, and it curves the glass right at the edges. And overall, it feels like a really tight, well-constructed, almost familiar, nearly high-end looking smartphone. It did feel a little bit slippery to me with so much glass, obviously, on the front and the back, and it's definitely a fingerprint magnet, but I think it kind of reminds me of the Sony Xperia series, mixed with a little bit of Nexus 4, a little bit of iPhone 5S with that completely flat back, but all of those phones were much more expensive than this one when they came out. So the specs and the build, plus a build of Oxygen OS that's optimized for the hardware, and you're looking at a pretty sweet little package. And then OnePlus throws in some black wallpapers and a dark theme in the OS with true blacks to kind of help you save a little bit of battery life here and there. Toss in ambient display and throw in some other features like Swift Key built in and screen off gestures and home screen features from the OnePlus 2 like Shelf. And you're looking at an absolutely stacked smartphone for a minimal price. Now this is just the first impressions, but you can imagine, with a smaller 1080p OLED display and the relatively huge battery, it should last a while on a charge. Even better, I guess, when Android 6.0 comes to it with Doze. And the camera was promising to me in person. I'll of course have to test that further, but I'm already thinking it'll be right up there with smartphones way over its $250 price point. So the focus on value and getting a premium experience at a low price continues. And that's been a serious trend for 2015. Cheap phones are getting good, and good phones are getting cheap. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.